Good day, everyone. I am Yuki Mariban Kure. I am 21 years old and I live here in Baracayo del Leon Plantation, Turil, Davao City. So, I am currently living with my grandmother together with my brother. So, I am the eldest among of us. And my mother is an overseas Filipino worker. And also, she is a single mother. Each of us has its own life story, but my story shaped me for what I am right now. It starts when I was a child, growing up without a father. So the sadness and feeling of me and my brother taking up our step without our father, and we have a different father. So the discouragement and bullies we encounter as we grow are not easy. But I am thankful though, because those struggles we experience made us a strong person. And I think those attitudes came from our mother, who was there to provide our financial needs and also our mental needs. So I am thankful that I have my grandmother and mother who stands to be our father. The feeling of being the oldest granddaughter built me to be strong and confident to face challenges. It was January 11, 2025, when I received a call from my cousins saying that my grandfather had a attack of his high blood. So my grandfather and grandmother was not in a good term. And that time I was currently renting in Turil. So I went to our house and get my grandfather. So when I arrived, it hurts me so much as I seen my grandfather, who was lying with stiff body and black toenails and lips. He is not responding through verbal, but he can move his eyes. So no one was there to help him, even our neighbor, who already know that he has a high blood attack. It made me tears and realized that if you don't have money, no one was there to help you. But me and my boyfriend managed to rush him in the hospital. So in the SPMC, he was being admitted in the ICU for 3 months. But those months was not easy. And the doctors requested a tracheostomy to my grandfather. So a tracheostomy is a hole in his neck where he can breathe regularly. So kasagaran ang mga stroke person kay gina-requestan jud og tracheostomy kay maglisod man sila ginhawa, so diri lang sila sa liog mag ginhawa. And it made us to decide that to undergo him. So nisugot mi nga bangagan ang iyang liog. And the doctor guarantee us the assurance of him to recover in his first stroke. So it went well as month goes by, and the time he was being discharged in the hospital and take home medication. So 3 months siya sa SPMC, and then pag-abot niya diri sa balay kay na siya 2 months nga amo siyang natiman. My grandmother and I were the ones taking care of him. It was not easy seeing him with a hole in his neck and a bed sore on his back. I was the one doing the suctioning and cleaning his bed sore. So everything went as smoothly as it could, even though it was hard. But on June 11, 2025, when I came home from the Turil, we had to rush him to SPMC because black blood was coming from his neck. I also noticed that his stomach was already bloated. So when we arrived, the doctors examined him but didn't tell us what condition he had. 2 days after, without any updates, my grandfather father was left lying in the red zone area and no one was attending to him. So I stayed at the hospital to watch over him while I let my grandmother to go home to get some sleep because staying at this PMC was not easy. It hurts me so much having to beg the nurses to assist my grandfather. They just kept telling me to wait outside, saying they would help, but they never did. I saw my grandfather go days without eating. He only had a regular IV drip connected to him. And even his diaper was not changed because the nurses refused to help me. I stood crying, watching him fighting for his life. And one day, I couldn't take it anymore. I approached a nurse and asked what my grandfather's condition was and if there was any updates from the doctors. But the nurse just only said, "Wala, pangit na ang pasyente." Then, walk away. Ibiyaan ko. And then, my heart broke hearing that, knowing my grandfather was still struggling to breathe. The next day, I went to check on him. I looked at his pulse oximeter and it wasn't reading anything. So I placed it on my own finger and it showed 99% oxygen level. So mugana siya sa kuha, pero sa kong lulo dili siya mugana. That's when I realized something was wrong. I held his hand and searched for his pulse, but there was none. I started crying and ran to the doctors, begging them to check. That was the hardest moment, hearing them say that his heart was no longer responding and declaring him dead. That experience made me realize a painful truth. Even in a public hospital, if they think you have no money, they will not entertain or help you. But kabalo ko nga ang Ginoo na plano nga maayo sa mua kung gihatag to niya nga problema. Ug kabalo sad ko nga ang Ginoo dili jud na maghatag sa tuha og problema nga dili nato kaya. So ang tanan giplano na sa Ginoo, kita man jud tanan mga matay. So ang ako lang may istorya og mabilin nga maningkamot ta, mulihok ta kay kabalo ta nga ang Ginoo anaara nga matabang jud sa atoa ug gisalig jud nato ang tanan sa iya. So kato lang, daghang salamat.